Hello everybody and welcome back to Knaveswell Extended. So today we're going to be, first of all, moving a sheep wool pallet, which won't take very long. Secondly, we're going to be mowing a bit of grass ready for feeding to the sheep. So the fence is all set up there with the engine running. We're very quickly going to just go over to the sheep pen, or the sheep yard, in the New Holland telehandler. And this shouldn't take any time at all, so if we're really quick, we don't have to turn the tractor's engine off. Just warming up anyway. So yeah, beacon on. We've got the tines folded down, so we're not going to skewer a driver. And yeah, luckily it's not too far to go. If it was too far to go, we'd probably have to have two telehandlers, or a telehandler and a front loader tractor. Now apparently there is another a gateway, not a great way, somewhere from the yard to the sheep, and in the previous two episodes, or previous episode, no, 2 episodes ago, apparently I was driving next to it like all the time and just totally ignoring it, which seems a bit weird. I would have thought I would have noticed it, but let's just see. A few people did mention this, so there must have been one. Otherwise, I don't know, some weird trend of people saying there's a gate when there isn't. There is. I did believe you, don't worry, there it is. Yeah, it's because it doesn't lead directly into the sheep field. It's sort of just like a shortcut, and a very good shortcut at that. So we're going to use it. It's just we need to find a good field to cut. Oh, actually, field 39 here is ours, so we could cut this one right here. And before we do that, we need to first of all straighten up and do this properly, because I am so bad at doing the pallets. Is that lined up? Yep, good. So if we move it out of the way, the second one will spawn very quickly, I'd have thought. You tend to have to look away before it does spawn though. And this shed here looks very decent for storing wool, so it can go here just temporarily. There we go. And back to the other yard. Very simple. Hopefully our tractor hasn't been stolen, as I left it there, unlocked with the engine running. Oh, another tractor very close. Quite a blind bend this, especially with the telehandler's boom in the way. Was there someone behind us? No, good. And here we are back at the yard. So as soon as I work out how to sell the dried grain, we'll be making heaps of money. We just need to fill the dryer, or wait and see how to do it exactly. I did have a comment yesterday. At the time of recording this, it hasn't been replied to, but somebody said there's a button you need to press to start the unload, or load up of the grain. But yeah, they haven't replied yet, so I'm guessing there is some kind of solution behind that. They're not just saying it for the sake of it. So if there is a button, I would love to know which one it is, because obviously we need to get it into the trailer. We need to sell it. So if you know how to do the dried grain, I would love to know. And it's not like you need to have this map to do it, because it's actually on other maps as well. So we're back in the fence, and this is our mowing tractor, although the front linkage is a bit low. So the mower sort of sits at a weird angle, even in the raised position. But if we can get field number 39 cut today, that'd be brilliant. And it's not going to be dried or anything, it's not going to be hay. We are literally just going to row it up and then pick it up with a forage wagon and give it to the sheep. Very, very simple. There is field 36 too, but I think we only need one today. Just this field today. And that is the gateway. So we'll pull off the road as much as we can do. Jump out the cab. And we'll open the gate. We shouldn't cause too much chaos. Get back in the cab. And yeah, let's just pull forwards, because these cars are so impatient. They're terrible. Off you go. You couldn't wait, could you? And then we just need to drive into the field. Taking a bit of a risk reversing up the road. That was very close. Very close. Here we are. Right, so we shut the gate and we'll get cracking. Get the rear one unfolded and get the front one switched on. It's all back. Oh, it's not back to front. Some tractors it's back to front. Luckily, this one's been done properly. Makes a big difference. Oh, if only we had the Krone Big M, that would be fantastic because it puts it into one swath in the middle if you want it to. So we wouldn't even have to rake it up. How easy life would be with one of those. Now, first impressions of this field, it looks quite big, but when you start to go around it, it sort of, the scale becomes a bit more obvious. It's not too big at all. Just right for what we need today. The sheep, they're not very greedy, but they do need to have their trough topped up on a regular basis, so we need to have a storage for this, and we also do need to give them some straight away. Oh, that's cutting it a bit fine. There's the other gateway, which we'll definitely have to use. I don't know why I wasn't paying attention before. I think probably what happened was I was looking for the sheep themselves and I wasn't really looking at the gateway, so that is why I missed it. Now, how does everybody feel about having a Ford tractor on this map? The ones which we had in A Taste of Donegal, they were brilliant, so if everyone's for it, I think what we might do is replace the Axos with a Ford. I do like the Axos, but it's lacking detail, so if we changed it for the Ford it would be pretty decent. But obviously if you don't want me to, I won't do. If I remember, I'll put a poll in this video so we can sort of get a minority or majority vote coming together nicely. I think we'll do the headlands 3 times. Ah yes, you can lift up everything, never done it before. Let me just see here. Yeah, I think it's Control and V. It always says it, but whenever I try it, it never works. You can do it, you can pick them both up at the same time, but whenever I do it, it never ever works. Don't know why. Or is it Shift and... It's either Shift and V or Control and V, but it's still nothing. I'm not sure why. Yep, nothing at all. Oh well. I'll have to go back over my key bindings and see exactly what's happening there. Right, so what I've decided to do is just sort of go across like this. It seems to work quite well. The thing about this field is it's such an obscure shape, you can't really go any long way of the field. You have to just sort of keep going short distances every time, which would probably make you think, let's just do it in a circle kind of thing, so you keep going around the outside, which probably is the best thing to do. Those sheep look very happy. They'll be even happier when they have some feed. And can we get all this in? Hopefully. Be good if we can. Coming back for little bits is quite frustrating. But no, this is brilliant. Look at that. So it's got this very strange shape down here to do, and then the mowing will be done. We then need to get a windrower. I think I've left it down at the bottom yard, so we'll have to go and get it from there. We'll keep the mowers on the tractor, we'll use a different tractor for that, and then again a different tractor for the forage wagon. And the final section just here. And we're done. Right, so switch off the rear mower, get it folded up, and we'll head over to the bottom yard. The exact name for it is Manor Farm. We need to go to Manor Farm and basically just drop this off and then get a different tractor. Yeah, it looks like it's still on the ground, that front one, but no, it's not. That is in the highest position. Let's open this gate. Where's the trigger? There's the trigger. Good. And off we go. Can't see a thing. We're lucky. Right, so we're at the very narrow bridge. We're not going to get across. This is far too wide, the front mower. So instead we have to go down here, which seems like a very peculiar way to go. If the front mower lifted up a bit more, it would be much better. But you can cross here. It's just not something you want to be doing, like submerging your mower in water. Not good at all. But you can get through here. That is a possible way to go. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it is just this tractor. It only sits low on this tractor. Look at that. It's like, if you lower it down... Oh no, not the back one. No! Go back up. If you lower down this front one, it barely moves. So, I don't know. Don't know what's going on there. Anyway, the yard is just up here. And it's starting to go a bit dusk. I don't like doing it in the dusk. Not because I'm scared of the dark or anything, it's just it doesn't make for the best video quality. That's a nice field. Kind of reminds me of Court Farms, this area. Like, there's the two fields, or one field actually, behind the yard. It reminds me of that. Right, this is the place to go. Left into here. Left again. There is the rake, and we're going to put this tractor just over here. Will it fit? It might do. Yes, it will. Brilliant. So we'll put this tractor in here, in the dry. Turn the engine off. Jump out, and we need to go and get the case. I do like using the case. Now it's not like this is required, this tractor, for this job, because you don't really need much horsepower at all for the rake. But I just like using this tractor. It's a nice machine to use. So we're going to use it today for raking and possibly collecting it as well. I did say we'd use 3 tractors, but it's not really necessary, I don't suppose. We could have done everything with just the FENDT, but I like to use different machines to keep it a bit different. If we keep using the same machine over and over again, it can get a bit repetitive, and you're not really exploring any other brands. So yeah, using the case today is probably a good thing to do. If we did have a Ford tractor, that would be the perfect tractor for the windrower. So here it is. Yeah, doesn't really require much horsepower at all, this rake, but it's okay. It's over the top, but it's all fun. And that is the most important thing. Right, I need to remember when I turn right here, which way to go, because I always continue far too far and go into that fence. Let's go here. It's very tight. Here we are at field 39. Best bet is just to keep going around in a circle, I would say. If the field was more square, then it would be easier. But yeah, like I said before, a field like this, it's probably just easier to keep going around. So that's what we'll do. We have to keep shutting the gate because it sort of encroaches into the field. Can't get enough of this tractor though. So well made and very, very nice looking as well. That is something I don't usually say for a case. I don't usually think they're that good looking, but this one is. Makes a difference just rowing up grass instead of hay. And this, I would expect this to take about the same amount of time as it did to mow. because the working width is very similar, although we might be going slightly slower. This is where it becomes much trickier. Wait, I totally messed up the mowing, so let's see how I do with the raking. I pretty much crashed into a tree. Let's see. Oh, it's alright. That's very close. Surprisingly difficult doing that section there. And we've got a fence as well. I have actually done this job in real life. It's one of the only jobs I have done. And yeah, it takes a lot of concentration. It's not hard to pull out a fence in a hedgerow or something. Although, I can very proudly say that I did not pull out a fence in a hedgerow. But I've been told that it is quite easily done. Cracking on well. And it's pretty much the perfect size swath. Now, if it's too big, it's just too wide for the pickup, whether it's a bale or just a forager. So yeah, doing it with this kind of windrower is, I would say, one of the best, just because of that. Unless, of course, you're going to use a really big machine to collect it up with, because then it'll have a bigger pickup anyway. Right, this is getting a bit more congested. I might have to just go up and down that way instead. I always like the look of it when you're doing this. Perfectly formed swath. Looks so good. I suppose it is one of those jobs where you can really show off how neat you are. Mine aren't great, obviously, but if you're a bit of a perfectionist, then this is the way of showing off your work. I would say this is the last one. It does widen a bit at the other end, but it should be okay. If we do it right. Ah, yes, look at that. There we go. Right, so that is another job done. All we need to do now is get this collected up. I don't know if we have to do it all in a hurry. We could just do what we need to do today. And I suppose if we don't need it all, we could even silage burst some of it, but we do need to have a reserve. So we need to obviously fill the trough and then try and find a good area to store the rest. This does, however, mean we have to go through the water again, unless it's wide enough, but I don't really like my chances with it. No. We'll go this way, and this time we shouldn't have anything submerged under the water too far. Although it is amazingly deep just here. Back at the Court Farmers styling area. I don't know why I keep thinking that, but it just seems very similar. I think the only thing is just like a road dividing two fields, which you get everywhere. So I don't have any idea why I keep thinking that, but it just seems that way. So where have I put the forage wagon? I think it's here. Hopefully it's here. Otherwise we'll have to go back to the yard and get it, but yes, it is. Brilliant. And we'll use the same tractor. Now this doesn't actually fit in the shed, so it has to stay outside. It's only slightly too tall. I'll hitch onto this one, which seems very small for the machine. I think even the Axos could pull this. I can see it now. I'm going to get heaps of comments saying, why are you using such a high horsepower tractor to power these tiny implements? It seems so excessive. Whoa, that is tight. See, the tractor only just fits, and you've got to go very steady, otherwise I'm going to hit the wall. Yeah, that is tight. Car, floor it. Car, floor it. No, brake. terrible driving. Off we go. This would be a true test to see how good the yield is in this field. Let's see how quickly this fills up. My guess is very quickly, but let's find out. Better shut the gate first. Again, I feel to be spending most of this episode opening and closing this gate. If only it was automatic. Actually, that is possible. Maybe not then. Not many people are going to have automatic gates in their fields, but I suppose there will be somebody. Get it lined up. Actually, that is filling up slower than I expected. We do have soil mod switched off though, and that can really improve the amount you get. It can also drastically decrease the amount you get, so it's good and bad. At the moment we're just using the standard farming simulator style of fertilised or not. Well, actually, you can't even fertilise grassland in Farming Simulator 15 as standard, so yeah, it's just going to be a set price, or a set quantity. Don't think the grass is worth too much anyway. Until you ferment it though. Fermented silage is worth a fortune. This is just one of those jobs which I find so much easier from the exterior view. But in real life, you're not going to have a camera floating behind your cab. We've got quite a bit into here. We are full. There we go. It's automatically picked up the pickup. And so now we can head over to the sheep and finally give them some feed. They have waited a very long time for this. They're going to appreciate it. The productivity is currently at 15%, which is horrific. I'm surprised they've already managed to fill a wool pallet. Now it's going to be much quicker. I'm going to have to really make sure I tend to my animals a lot better in FS17. Is this the right side to fill up from? Hopefully it is. Good. But will it take it all? There is an awful lot here. I don't think it will do. It's going to say it suffices it for 6 days. Or not. Okay, it's just going to stop. So it's got to its limit. It only took 29%. So we've got plenty left. So the rest of this load needs to be put probably in a silage pit. I'm just wondering, will that convert it from grass to chaff? It could do, which means we won't be able to use it as feed anymore. Or we could do, actually I think it does accept chaff, but it just won't be the same. I believe there is a pit, yes there is a pit here. It is quite a long way from here though, because it's the other side of it. Doesn't seem very far, but in reverse it might be quite tricky. And I think I have positioned a tractor very inconveniently just around the corner. I have indeed. Kind of thing which I find much easier from the cab view. They can never make Farming Simulator just first person or just third person because you need both angles. Whereas like a first person shooter, well obviously a first person shooter is going to be first person, but yeah, you know, like an RPG game such as Skyrim, they've got that as both. But other games such as, I suppose, Two Worlds, which seems very old now, I think that was only third person. That is a totally different genre of game. I have totally messed this up as well. Everything is totally to date. Oh no, actually, not too bad. Thought I was further up. Yes, this is when you realise you've made a mistake with the tractor choice. We should be really using a small tractor. The Axos actually might not have been a bad idea. I said it jokingly, but no, honestly, I think it probably would have been a good one to tow this with. Ah, there we go. I thought it was just disappearing, but obviously it's got a very high capacity, this pit, so it will take quite a bit before it will recognise there's anything there. And that is it for today, because I don't really know what I want to do with the rest of it. Let me know. Shall we just put it here? Or shall we, I don't know, bale it up as silage? What is it recognising it at? I'm guessing it's chaff. I would have thought it's chaff. Yeah, it will be. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. And we will be back very soon with the next one. Till then, thanks for watching and see you again soon. Bye for now.